Hey guys, this is Daniel from Vanguard, and here to bring you guys a discussion slash speculation of Booster Set 16 for English. We actually got this request for discussion from Rick Harris and Adam Winter to talk about or talk about Narukami possibly being taken out of the version E of Set 16. But that kind of got thrown out the window when we found out that, well, Bushiroad is planning to include Narukami in the set. So, well, we thought might as well talk about set 16 in general. So let's actually go over what's actually included in set 16. It's a combination of 5 products from the Japanese format, with some cards being omitted. That's a key word there. So the set 16, the original set 16 is included. Set 17, movie trial deck Malefic the Leader, movie booster 1 Neon Messiah, and trial deck 15 Brawler Friendship. Now, the trial decks were what really surprised me here, especially the Brawler Friendship, because despite releasing Seekers and the Gold Paladins Liberators, as well as Starvaders trial deck for this November, I think, they actually decided to just include the damn thing in the booster set as whole. So that really caught me off guard. It's really unexpected that they would actually just to hell with the trial deck in general and just include them in this mega booster set, as I call it. But of course, the key word here is that some cards will be omitted. So the key theory that has been going around is that some cards are either going to be split up between the English version of set 16 and set 17, as well as some certain cards being brought down in rarity, because there really simply isn't enough space to actually fill all these cards in with what we've been given for the rarity ratio. So I've been seeing several card lists, at least theories and speculation for what might be in this version E. And I think the most plausible one is that since there are 10 triple rares, it would be Sing Saber or Think Saber, whichever you prefer. That, Alfred the 14th, Brawler, what was it? Big Bang Knuckle Dragon, as well as Big Bang Knuckle Buster, so that's 4. The leaders are actually confirmed to be in this because we saw Wuxis in the commercial or on the poster for the version E. So most likely it's going to be Wuxis, juxtaposed to the leader as well. And let's see. Oh yeah, and as well as Liberators. So it's going to be Promise Core, Promise Glare, and then since Spike Breaths are included, Emerald Blaze, and then Aqua Forces is included, so Tetra Burst Dragon. So that will be the 10 triple rares, or the most likely 10 triple rares for this set. Now, since we're going to assume that, well, some Seekers and Liberators are going to be included, or at least all of them most likely are going to be included in this, it means that previous triple rares will be brought down in rarity, most likely. So something like Egbert, as well as a Trodic triple rare, which is what was it, Sky Beat Dragon, as well as I forgot which one was it. It would have to be Wild Rush Dragon. That's right, which was originally in the set 16 for Japanese. So as I said, this really is a huge set. So but of course, the main reason that we can see for Bushiroad doing this is that, well, they most likely want us to actually now catch up to the Japanese releases. Of course, we've been hearing about those like catching up to Japanese releases for quite a while now, but it really hasn't been progressing as much, or at least we were slowly catching up. But you know, with the way how fast the Japanese releases were as well, there really didn't seem like much of a hope for catching up. But then, they suddenly decided to blitz us with these November releases of extra boosters and trial decks. So I think they actually really are serious about this, as well as the fact that, well, the info on set 18 really hasn't been revealed at all. And I think that's actually hinting towards the fact that maybe they're planning for the simultaneous release of set 18 for both English and Japanese. So that definitely is a idea there. But I mean, it could also be different. But that really seems like the most plausible, at least plan that they're planning to go through, as well as the fact that they've been really prioritizing the movie booster in Japan as well. So I really do think that they're trying to catch us up with this movie release with this set 16 version E, and then they'll probably get on with the set 17 version E as well after this. So we probably can expect to be in line with Japanese releases at some point in the near future. Now, of course, there's also the fact that some cards might also be separated as well, most notably being Link Jokers, specifically the Deleters and Starbaiters. Since Wuxis was confirmed to be in this set, we're going to have to assume that the leaders are going to be in here in its entirety, most likely, because the leaders, there's only one triple rare for the leaders and the Japanese movie booster anyway. So I really do think that there's going to be the entirety of the leaders will be in the set. But what I'm thinking is that Starbaiters will most likely be pushed back to set 17. Of course, that's pretty much what everyone has theorized on the internet now. It really does seem like the most likely outcome, because as I said, there simply isn't enough room. And I mean, of course, most people are probably expecting Blaster Joker for this set when they saw that Link Jokers will be in here as well. But I really don't think they'll want to introduce a new mechanic to English version just to introduce a card that just breaks the mechanic. I don't think they'll do that. Think about Omega Glendios being introduced in set 12 from the get-go. That's what it would be. I don't think anyone would really welcome that. No one took it well when Blaster Joker was revealed in the first place. So I don't think we really have to worry about that until the set 17 version E. Now, probably the most sensitive topic that I'm going to talk about for set 16 version E is that, well, since the lineup is going to be really different. Oh no, wait. Speaking of lineups, of course, Dimension Police, Neo Nectar, and Nova Grapplers kind of got shafted to set 17 as well because of this. I mean, I really feel for those players, but I mean, of course, I kind of found it funny that Spike Brothers actually stayed in set 16 version E. So I guess Bushiro really did feel sorry for Spike's players for not getting support for, how many sets is it? Since it was set 10, so yeah, 6 sets straight. So that's a pretty damn long time to not get any support. So I guess Bushiro kind of felt sorry for that aspect at least. So I guess Spike Brothers at least will be able to have a little more fun than other clans at least. But of course, what I was getting to earlier was that with this change of lineups being different for English release, how is this going to affect the meta? Now, of course, we really don't know yet fully because I think I said before when Descendant was a thing in Japan, how I assumed that Descendant would actually kind of pretty much dominate English meta as well. At least it would show up quite frequently in all the tournaments when it's released in English. But of course, that really wasn't the case because you didn't really see as much Descendant winning, or Of course, there were a lot of them, but you didn't see too many of them winning at all for English tournaments. So just from that, I kind of realized, Japan's tournaments are a good kind of a ballpark to look at, like as a reference. But of course, in the end, you really can't expect the full picture of how exactly the meta is going to be for English. Of course, I mean, one thing we can definitely say is that um, since risers are pushed back, that's definitely going to be, um, well, obviously not going to be present for a while. But what I meant more was that since risers are pushed back, most likely Seekers will most likely be the dominant presence in the meta. Of course, I think everyone pretty much expects that. Um, but the Shadow Paladin Extra Booster is released in November as well, so we will probably get to see the Seeker Abyss mix as well in English if the 4 Blaster Dark restriction doesn't hit us anytime soon. But I do think they're going to put that restriction quite soon because that rule was originally made for MLB alone, and 4 Blast of Dark restriction should have been what it was from the start, honestly, not 10 Shadow Paladins. So I really do think that they're going to kind of put a restriction on that pretty soon as any of these sets come out. But when I saw that deck topping, I could just imagine the faces on the Bushro staff's faces when they saw these results. They're just going through the papers and they're like, oh, what is this? Seeker Abyss mix? This top of the tournament? How? And then, and then now they see the whole tournament being dominated with them. Like, okay, this is a problem. We need to hit it. we did not want this to happen, but some pretty really creative player thought of a way to abuse that rule. But of course, I mean, some people still have doubts about the build itself, but if you actually get to play it, you'll see it really like how good it is. Just the way you can get to all your pieces, really efficiently for that deck, just from Wingle Brave. So, but I'm kind of derailing here. But of course, Liberators are also released. The Bluish Flame Liberators. I can't really say much about Gold Paladins in general because, despite so many supports, I don't exactly see them as dominant as other clans anyway. But they did get Promise Glare recently, so since I haven't really seen the tournament scene in Japan yet either, for how well the Bluish Flame Liberator, or Promise Glare specifically, how Promise Glare is doing in Japanese tournament scene, I can't really say much about how well it's gonna do. But as for brawlers, I think they're going to be pretty actually dominant compared to what it was in Japan, because despite the less frequency of brawlers showing up in the tournament scene for Japan, Big Bang Knuckle archetypes are really really good. I don't think many people in Japan actually realize just how good it can be, especially Big Bang Knuckle Buster, just punching through 4 units at once. That's really devastating. So I think it's going to be one of the more dominant forces in English meta. I can't really say much about which one will top, but I do think that more people here will be playing Narukami than they did in Japan, at least. Of course, the leaders are also coming, but as I said, these aren't even released in Japan yet, so I can't really say that much about how well it'll do in English. But from what I saw, it's kind of similar to when Nebula Lord was released in English, in that it's a cool concept and all, but it's not exactly overpowered at all. It's fair, the costs are fair, the effect they get from it is fair. So I don't think the leaders are not that much of a thing to worry about. Deleting the Vanguard. You know, it's really not going to be that much of a big of a deal because it's not like your Vanguard is restricted from doing anything really. Well, you can't use a skill, but you can still attack. You know, so I mean it's still something, right? So I don't think the leaders are that going to be that much of a problem. Of course, Aqua Force, but I'm not sure you guys know about my well. I don't think Tetraburst is anything really special. It kind of sucks. Honestly, I'm sorry if you guys think Tetraburst is good, but compared to what Aquaforce got in the past few sets, Tetraburst really was a big disappointment to me. So, um, but I think Aquaforce still gets a lot of nifty stuff anyway. So, even aside from Tetraburst, they're still going to be getting a lot of supports from this as well. Now, Spike Brothers, Spike Brothers finally get support after 6 sets, and I really feel for them. I really do. I mean, you know, I this is the thing about playing these underplayed clans as your main clan is that you don't get as much support as the main character clan, and you just have to wait about a year or a year and a half just for your new support to come out. So, being a dedicated Genesis player, if I imagined Genesis not getting support for like a year or a year and a half or 2 years, OTT like OTT, you know, um, I don't think I would be able to stand it at all. So I'm really glad that Spike Brothers are going to get support from this. The Frozen Ogre and Bloody Ogre are probably the Legion I'm uh, that I'm most looking forward to for Spike Brothers. No, well, not that I'm playing Spike Brothers, but I think the Bloody Ogre and Frozen Ogre is more potent than Emerald Blaze because Emerald Blaze is kind of last 3 to, what was it? I don't even know. It's like fetch something from the deck, but you know, ogres can do it better for more power. I would definitely play Silver Blaze though. Silver Blaze gets a crazy power boost from being called from the deck. I'm sorry, I'm just doing this from the top of my head. So, but Brightburst is definitely going to be pretty fun to play after this set as well. Of course, it also says that Harmonix Messiah is going to be included. Harmonix Messiah. This is something that everyone has been really curious about what Stride is going to be, but I haven't seen much information on it yet, even though I thought I saw a post about Stride being revealed on Saturday, past Saturday, so I'm not sure what's up with that. But one thing I can definitely say about Harmonix Messiah is that since it is counted as every clan, technically, every clan is getting support. So instead of being I don't know, negative about a card that can be used by every clan coming out, like, I don't know, some people have been comparing Harmonix Messiah to like Synchro or XYZ or Xyz from Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't really think it like that. Uh, since a lot of clans aren't supported equally, at least this shows that every clan has a chance to use this card, and I mean I don't think it's that much of a bad thing really. And I also don't think that Stride is going to be as overpowering as people right now think it will be because it does say until the end of turn, so one can assume from that Stride lasts until the end of turn. So I mean, what most people are thinking is that 16k base is only going to last until the end of turn, meaning that on the opponent's turn they're not going to have to worry about trying to get through that 16k defense. So really the real positive you'd get from this is the triple drive or the drive checking 3 times. So I don't think that it really is going to be that much of a an issue really. If it was only one clan getting that Harmonix Messiah, then that would have been an issue. But since every clan is getting it, I mean, at least looking at the meta balance, at least, it's not going to skew it that much. But I think that's about it. Of course, set 17 version E is most likely going to include anything that was not included in set 16 version E. But what's going to be included in it, what's going to be included in set 18 if they release information, is still up in the air. So that was my opinion, as well as David, after we discussed about it. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think will be included in set 16, or what will not be? And what do you guys think will be, what do you guys think Bushiroad have in plan for us for future sets? Leave your comments leave your thoughts in the comment down below. Like the video if you like these kind of discussions or speculations, and definitely subscribe if you haven't yet. And that's all for today, guys. Image your victory. I'm Vanguard.